Hi, welcome to your Flow 30 class. This class is all about letting go of guilt. It's also actually letting go of any other emotion that arises when we start to set boundaries. So guilt can often arise when we start to set boundaries because it's a belief system that we're doing something wrong, and that's usually when guilt arises. However, when it comes to setting boundaries, we're actually doing something for ourselves, and so we don't want to disappoint the other person. So when that guilt arises when we're setting boundaries, it can actually be an obstacle for our self-care. It prevents us from dropping into that self-care on a regular basis. And so this class is designed to help us process those emotions that come up for us when we do set boundaries, and they might feel a little bit more uncomfortable. It's important to know that the more that we practice setting boundaries, the less we are likely to feel these emotions coming up. And so this class is going to be a little bit of an outlet for you to notice those emotions, feel them, and leave them here on your mat. So we're going to be working through a couple of postures that are through a TCM lens. We'll be working with 3 elements within this class, which is our wood, water, and earth element. And those 3 elements combined together are going to help us release into the energy centers down the meridians, mainly for fear, for worry, and to help us relax a little bit into feeling those emotions and creating space for them. So I've got a couple of props. I'm going to be using 2 bricks throughout the practice. It's a bit of a slow flow, so you'll have time to place some props underneath you. I've also got a blanket and a bolster for our closing position as well. So feel free to go and grab any other props that you'd like to have handy. If you're ready to get going, then I'm going to keep my bricks close by just for now, and I'm going to place everything else off to the side, ready for our closing position. Okay. And we're going to begin with a little bit of a meditation. So feel free to take any position that feels comfortable for you. If you prefer to lie down on your back, feel free to take that. You can sit up against a wall as well. And prop yourself up with any bricks, cushions. Finding a nice tall spine. I invite you to close down the eyes if that feels good for you. And first of all, just allowing ourselves to arrive, noticing the points of contact in which the body meets the earth. Noticing our breath. The quality of the breath. How would you describe this breath that's meeting you here today? Is it relaxed, soft, short or long? Is it restricted or open? Free or shallow? Maybe it's labored. Without trying to change it, just simply noticing and acknowledging the breath. And you might have put a boundary in place already for this class so that you can practice this active self-care. If you have, then bring that boundary to the forefront of your mind. And if you haven't yet set a boundary for yourself, maybe think of a boundary in which you would like to do for the purpose of this practice meditation. As you think of this boundary, what comes up for you in terms of your emotional seat? You might not be able to name the exact emotion. That's okay. You can simply name where you feel it within the body. Do you feel guilt, fear, regret, or frustration? Anger or resentment? Do you feel a sense of empowerment setting that boundary or wanting to set that boundary? Whatever emotion is coming up for you in terms of relating to this boundary, allow it to sit here in this space, being held without judgment, acknowledging every part of it, knowing that every single emotion is welcome. You can sit, witness it. When you're ready, I'm going to work into 3 rounds of some breath work where we will lengthen into our exhale. And so I'm going to prompt and guide you through this breath work, but if you feel that the breath is too long for you, feel free to shorten the ratio. So I'm going to be guiding you through the 4-8 breath, which is inhale for 4, exhale for 8, and we'll have a pause in between. If you prefer to work with inhale for 3, exhale for 6. If you're feeling quite laboured in the breath today, you could even take that down to 2 and 4. So we'll take 3 rounds of those. When you're ready, we're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, and then exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale when you're ready. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, then exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for recovery breath. And allow it to sigh away. And take a little bit of movement into our twist. So when you're ready on the inhale, take the arms up overhead. You can come into a seated position if you've led yourself down. Exhale as you take it to the right. Left palm comes to the right knee. Right palm behind you, find a twist. Inhale as you come back through center, arms rise. Exhale as we take it the other way. So right palm to the left knee, left palm behind you in support, nice tall spine. Take 2 more rounds. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Last round. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. And then when you're ready on the inhale, reaching up, and exhale to come down into the center point. I'm going to make our way into a low lunge from here. So find a downward facing dog first of all, send the hips up nice and high. You can walk the legs out. Find any movement here that feels good. And then when you're ready to, step the right foot forward in between the hands. You can lower the back knee. So we're coming into a low lunge. You can place any bricks underneath the hands, settle into the hips. We're going as far as feels comfortable for you. We are only just warming up. Being nice and gentle with ourselves, especially if we're feeling quite emotional. It can be quite laborious to move with the body. So noticing that if anything is coming up and is too strong, know that every position we take into is invitational. You can feel free to find an alternative, find space, and stay exactly where we were. We're going to move into a twist from here, ground down through the left palm. You can take a breath underneath that hand if you wish. Then take the right hand up towards the ceiling, find a twist. And that back knee can stay down, it can be lifted. We'll be lifting through shortly in a moment. Take a nice deep breath there, twisting through the center line of the body. And then keeping the arms in this T shape, we're going to come up with the body. So you might want to drop that knee as you move upwards, keeping that twist round. Reach through the fingertips, giving them shoulder height. And then find a steadiness in your feet. We're going to lift that back knee all the way up into this high lunge twist. If you needed any props around you to help you, maybe a wall to stabilize you, feel free to take those options. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, let's windmill those arms, coming back round to the front, drop the back heel, find a warrior two. We'll bend into the front knee, ground down through that back foot, squaring it off to the short edge of your mat. Take a nice deep breath. On the next inhale, lengthen through the front leg. Heel toe the back foot in if you need to. We're going to come into a triangle. So reach as far forward as you can. Send the hips behind you and then drop into a triangle. So you can place the hand on the outside of the right leg, or you can bring in a brick underneath this hand if that feels good for you. I'm going to stack the shoulders and then take the top arm up overhead. So it's brushing past the ears, it's reaching out right in front of you towards the top of your mat. And we're looking for this nice long sensation down the inside of the right leg. You should start to feel a little bit more movement happening into the left side of the body, working into that wood and water element here. Take a nice deep breath. On the exhale, we're going to drop that lifted arm all the way down towards the mat, bend into that front knee if you need to, and walk the hands, taking our bricks with us. Walk our hands towards the back of the mat. Adjust the feet so that that back foot is facing the very corner of your mat, and bend into the left knee. So we're coming into our Skandasana. So we're going to take some bricks with this as well. So if it's already feeling a little bit uncomfortable, sit yourself down on some bricks. So I've got two here. So I'm kind of loosely in my Skandasana. My left knee is still out to the side. I'm going to use my elbow to prop that away from me. So we're finding this nice long lengthening all the way down that right leg. The front toes can do whatever they're doing there. We're not forcing them into any position. And then just keeping that elbow there as support at the back. We're going to take our right arm up and open, finding an open twist towards the back. And if you've got a wall nearby, you can place a hand onto that wall and help you to twist it. So we're looking for this emphasis on the twisting into the midline. Maybe starting to send that chest all the way behind you. Take a nice deep breath there. And then when you're ready on the exhale, we're going to come out of that twist, bring the palm back down to the mat. And then we'll lift the bum, release the bricks, sit the bum down, however that might look like for you. And I'm going to take this left leg, bring it so that we're into our Janu Sirsasana. So the sole of the left foot is just brushing to the inside of the right thigh. My knees underneath. You can take a brick to support that knee if you feel like it's needed. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthening still through that right leg. Just walk the hands forwards for a fold here. So I'm looking for the heart to go towards the toes. The spine is nice and tall. And if that means you've not folded as much, then you're about where you need to be. Take a nice deep breath here. You can close down the eyes if that helps you feel more introspective. And then when you're ready, walking the hands back in as you lift up the body. Give a helping hand to that knee, and then bring the sole of the foot to the outside of the right leg this time. So we're coming into our half load. Still keeping that nice tall spine, lengthening through the right leg, flex that foot, and then wrap the right arm around the knee. We're going to take our left fingertips behind us, use them to lift through the spine, and then on an exhale, twisting around to the left. So we should start to feel a little bit of a tugging sensation down into this outer left hip. Getting all the way into the glutes there, right into the center. Let's see if you can hug the knee in just a little touch more. Take a nice deep breath. And then when you're ready on the exhale, just gently coming back around to center. And from here, we're going to twist the opposite way and take it to a downward facing dog. So you should end up facing the back of your mat. So we're going to twist all the way around, place the hands behind you, start to shimmy yourself round, plant the palms, and then step back to a downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. And take a moment here, pedal out the legs, whatever movement feels that is needed. So tuning into what your body needs. It might need a child's position here. And then when you're ready, stepping that left foot forward, we'll take it on the opposite side. So dropping that back knee down, if it felt good on the first side, place any bricks underneath your hands here. Settling into our low lunge first of all. You might want to find some little pulses or movement into the hips. And again, being gentle with ourselves. We're dealing with our emotional states. So we're working towards our remit, what we need. And then we're going to ground down through that right palm and sending that left arm up towards the ceiling, just finding the twist at the midline. Taking a nice deep breath. And then when you're ready, keeping the arms in this shape, we're just going to come up with the body, take it into that T shape. So we're keeping that twist, twisting towards the left. And then we're going to find stability in our feet, so adjusting if necessary. And if the back knee is not already lifted, we're going to lift that back knee. So you should be in your high lunge twist with the arms in a T shape. Take a nice deep breath there. A nice deep breath in. And then on the exhale, windmill the arms and drop that back heel, opening it out into your warrior two. So bending into that front knee, ground down through the outer edge of that back foot. Taking any other means that you need here. Maybe the arms aren't quite welcome for you today. And that's okay, you can drop them down. A nice deep breath in. I'm going to lengthen through that front leg, adjust the stance if you need to. So walking that back foot in. On the next inhale, reach as far forward as you can, send the hips towards the back, and then drop the arms. So again, you can place the back of the hand onto the inside of that left leg, or you can bring a brick in to support you underneath. And then that top arm, the right arm, is going to go up towards the ceiling, all the way past, brushing past the ear to reach towards the back of your mat. So you're getting this nice elongated stretch all the way down the right side of the body, opening into our wood element there. A nice long lengthening sensation down the left side leg. Into the inner groin. Take a nice deep breath. And then when you're ready on the exhale, we're just going to gently walk that top arm all the way down, taking our bricks with us, walk the hands towards the front of your mat, but where that right foot is. Bring the right toes towards the corner of your mat, and then start to sit yourself down for your Skandasana. Again, bringing in those bricks. We don't want to go and sit in this too much. So finding a seat there where you can take the right knee out to the side and that left leg is nice and lengthened. Toes might face up towards the ceiling, you might be out to the side. Everybody is different in this position, so allow those toes to do whatever they're doing. And then we're just going to use that right elbow just to kick that right knee away. You can bring the fingertips down to the mat if that feels good, or you can hold it there. And then we're just going to take that left arm up, finding space all the way down that left side. And again, if you've got a wall, you can press the hand into a wall just to twist you around a little bit more. Take a nice deep breath there. Rest in the gaze wherever feels comfortable for your neck. And then when you're ready on the exhale, gently bringing that twist back down. And we're going to lift it. Our hips up, release the bricks. Sit the bum down and then swing that right leg around. So we're facing the back of our mat still. Sole of the right foot is coming into the inside of the left leg. I'm just going to find that Janu Sasasana fold. So take a nice tall spine on an inhale. And then exhale as you fold forwards, lengthening to the back of the left leg. Heart goes towards the toes. Taking a few breaths there. Maybe dropping into your emotional state. Notice any changes. Are those emotions that came up for you still there? Are they shifting? Are they lessening? Take another breath. And then when you're ready, walking the hands back towards you, lifting the body up, give a helping hand to the right knee, and then drop the sole of the right foot to the opposite side of the left leg. I'm going to wrap the left arm around the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. A nice deep breath in as you lengthen through the spine. Exhale to twist round. Finding that gentle tug down the outer right thigh into the hip and glutes. Maybe just hugging that knee in ever so slightly. And then when you're ready to come back round, taking it round on an inhale, we're going to spin ourselves round back to a downward facing dog. We'll end up facing back at the front of our mat. So taking the hips around, the hands, around to the left, gently shimmy yourself over and press back into a downward facing dog. Take anything you need here. Nice deep breath, a sigh on the exhale, walking into the legs. And if you're already there, coming down into a child's position. Take a moment here. Take a nice deep breath. Checking back in with your emotional seat. As we start to move through our self-care practices, sometimes we need to shift the emotions that come with them first before we get to the lower layers. Take another breath. And then when you're ready to come up, gently lifting yourself onto your heels. So we're just going to drop ourselves into one more fold before our final position. So we're going to bring our feet around, bend into the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. And you can sit on a blanket here if that helps you to rotate the hips forwards. You can also bring in some bricks for support as well. So we're going to come into a Baddha Konasana fold. So the feet are together. We're going to drop the knees out to the side and then bring the soles of the feet together. You might already find that in this position you can fall forward quite nicely. If you want a little bit of support, then you can take the bricks underneath the thighs at a height that feels good. The higher up the thigh that you go, the more support you're going to get. So just playing around with that while it feels comfortable. You want to make sure that there's no pain in that lower back. Shifting any fleshy parts of the bum out of the way. And then just folding forward so you can grab hold of the toes. You can also grab hold of the feet to maybe just press in the thumbs into the very center of the foot. So if you find your big toe knuckle, and that's just underneath there, find the center of the foot. And there's a little acupressure point called kidney 1 there, which is really nourishing. So you can just press the thumbs into that. You can hold it still or you can massage around. And you can just simply hold onto the feet. Maybe for about a minute. I invite you to close down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Take a final breath. And then when you're ready to come out, gently using the hands to lift you up. And we're going to settle into our final position. So we're going to need our bolster and our bricks. Now we're going to come into a reclined Virasana. So feel free to take your blankets with you, just for some comfort and warmth. And I'm going to take my bricks to support the bolster. So I'm going to take one brick at the top on the highest height, and then I'm going to take one a little bit further down on the medium height. You can play with this height as well. So if you need to be more upright, then feel free to add more bricks or books. Just make sure that it's nice and stable. So I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to lie that on top so that it's really solid. Just give it a little pat, make sure it's all going to take you. And then I'm going to come into our Virasana. So if this is uncomfortable for you, you can take the legs out straight. You'll still get a little bit of work into the earth meridians that we're working with here, but we're looking for that little bit of a stretch into the quads and up into the midline center of the body. So I'm not quite on my heels. You can take the knees together and the feet out wide if that feels comfortable for you, or you can sit onto the feet if you need less intensity. So I'm going to sit down, find a comfortable position. I'm going to take a blanket with me. And then just gently lying back onto the bolster. So we've got this nice heart opening here. Taking a couple of minutes to settle in. And again, if you've got into this and the knees are feeling really uncomfortable, then feel free to take the legs out straight. Just allow yourself to drop in. Notice where you're feeling. Noticing if those emotions have subsided a little. Allowing the breath to settle into a natural rhythm. Maybe noticing the quality of the breath, any differences here. Just starting to direct the breath into the heart center. Breathing in compassion for yourself. Knowing that setting boundaries can be very difficult. So breathing in the courage and the wisdom that we need in order to do it. You might have a mantra in mind for yourself here. If not, then you can work with a couple of mantras. Maybe I have compassion for myself in this moment. Maybe work with the mantra that boundaries are a healthy part of self-care. Allow yourself to repeat that mantra a few times to yourself. And if it helps to say it out loud, feel free to take that option. Setting boundaries are a healthy part of self-care. Allow yourself to stay here for as long as you can allow. Until next time. Namaste.